Hey, what's going on, everybody? Josh Cathcart with Hitting Done Right. For this next video, I am just going to give y'all my thoughts on travel baseball. Before I do that, I would appreciate it if y'all would like and subscribe to the channel. If you've been following, if you follow me on all my other social media outlets, enjoy the content, give this a like, give it a subscribe, so you have all of my drills at your fingertips. You get notifications when I put out new videos. All right, so y'all go ahead, like and subscribe, and then we'll dive into this discussion about travel baseball. All right, y'all, here we go. Touchy subject, right? Let me start this by saying I think that travel baseball has a lot of positives, okay? I love this game. I coached at the high school level for years. I actually ran the travel program here at our academy for 8 years. This is not I'm anti-travel baseball. I just think that, and this goes for softball too. I've never done softball, but I have enough clients and I have enough parents and I talk to enough coaches that are, that this goes for both, right? I think that kids are being put into this environment at too young of age. They're not ready for it, both physically, meaning their talent. They aren't true select players. They're not travel caliber players. They're being put into this way too young, which gives unrealistic expectations or puts unrealistic expectations on the player from the parents or the coaches or whatever the case may be, which is unfair to the player. Players should play this game for fun. They should always be having fun, and they should be given time to develop at their own pace, okay? I'm also a firm believer that there shouldn't be any AA travel baseball. If you're a AA level player, you should stay in Little League and have fun and continue to grow the community and do those things, because Little League is awesome, okay? Us older guys and girls, you know, we grew up playing Little League, and it was awesome. Playing for your city, playing in all-stars, doing all that stuff. And that's taken away from kids at a young age because everybody's chasing the dream. We want to go to this organization, and if we don't do this, then somehow we're missing out on things. And it becomes about a lot more than just the baseball or the softball. And at the end of the day, that's what it should be about. The kids and the baseball and the softball. Not about what team you're on, not about what tournament you played in, not about how hard you throw, not about what this coach said about you, and then all the drama that comes with that. Y'all, it's one of those things that literally makes me cringe when I go out to some of these facilities to watch my players play, and listening to the things that are being said, done on the field by coaches, by parents, everybody involved. It's just atrocious. Are there good things? Of course. Okay, there are programs, there are coaches, there are parents that are wonderful. But there are enough bad apples that it gives others a really bad name. And when you go out and you watch, you actually see that this really is happening. Some people are like, oh, those are isolated incidents. No, they're not. They're happening every weekend, pretty much at every park, if you were there all day. Maybe not during your game, but throughout the day, okay? It puts these kids in a really, really tough situation. This game is so difficult mentally and emotionally anyway, because it is a game of failure, especially when we're talking about the offensive part, that if you add tension of parents and umpires and coaches screaming and yelling over stuff that, who cares? It's Saturday at 8 a.m. and that game doesn't matter, and we got people acting like it's life and death. All you're doing is a disservice to your child mentally and emotionally, okay? You think it's fun for them to look over and see mom and dad screaming and hollering at an umpire or their coach that they've been looking up to, hollering, screaming, all of this stuff? Absolutely not, okay? Let's make it about the kids again. Make it fun again, okay? I think that you should probably go out and not have a bunch of trophies. They know if they won or lost, but we got people cheating with 9-year-olds. Just as a human and as an adult, let that sink in. Cheating and lying about ages so that 9-year-olds or 10-year-olds or 13-year-olds can win a piece of plastic that doesn't matter. Okay? And then we get to the development side of this. If we are truly talking about development for these players, it doesn't come from playing a tournament every weekend. That's not where development happens. Do you need game reps? Of course you need game reps. But do you need to play every single weekend? Absolutely not. You will be better served with more practice reps than you would be playing every single weekend. There's a reason that players from the Latin American countries are so much more advanced in their skills than American players. It's because they practice more. They're not going and playing a tournament every single weekend. They're not playing, 15 games a month or whatever crazy number it is. Probably more than that. Shoot, if you're talking about 5 games on 4 weekends, you're up to 20 games. Who knows? Okay? They're practicing more. And the games that they are playing are just like in the neighborhood, just competitive fun. And you learn how to compete that way. All right? The model in America for travel sports is just, I don't agree with it. I think that with all the money that is being poured into it, we could do more of an academy setup with that. You could do region stuff. But having just anybody who wants to start a travel team can start a travel team. You got guys and girls coaching that have no idea what the heck they're doing. You got a bunch of parents that never played competitive sports that just absolutely lose their mind because they don't understand how this game is supposed to be played. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Okay? Do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. Do I have some ideas? Absolutely. If you would like to discuss this, I am always open to it. I've done numerous podcasts on the topic with various people from around the country, other coaches, colleagues. It's something that is always a good discussion. Most of my views on it, my opinions on it, are based over 8 years of running the program here at Hardball, and then watching and listening to the players that come into the academy and just talk about the toxic environment it is. Okay, so you may not agree with everything. You may agree with some of it. Doesn't really matter to me on that front. These are my thoughts. It is really happening. We have to do better by these kids. But also, this is not anti-travel baseball. Nobody should play. If your kid is a top-level kid from about 12 years old on up, you have to find the best competition for those players, and you're not going to find it in your city leagues or whatever. You have to have that, okay? But all the AA baseball, all the really young kids, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds that are traveling the nation playing in these events, it's unnecessary. I guess if you want to spend your money and do that, and you want to pat yourself on the back because your 7-year-old is on the #1 team in the nation, that's y'all's prerogative, okay? I don't have a place to say, hey, don't do that. I will say I think it's a little ridiculous. So I hope y'all take all that information in. Let's chat about it. Hit me up in the comments. I would love to talk to y'all. Until next time, y'all be good.